Hey everyone, this is another video about the modded joystick I've done. This one the Injustice Fightstick for PlayStation 3 from a PDP. As you can see, I've already replaced the artwork from Tech Innovation. This one was pretty complex to realize since I wanted to make it compatible with the Brook Universal Fighting Board, and I wanted to keep the button from the front panel. I needed to make a support for it. I needed to make a new design for PCB. I needed to replace the micro USB for a USB-B connector, and now the light switch is controlling the left stick, D-pad, right stick. So yeah, let's see how it was done. If you haven't already opened the PDP stick and check inside, this is how it looks like. It's a block with the buttons and the electronic and big block and the mini USB far inside this hole. So the main idea is to keep the same design but replace everything and add an USB-B connector. So if you remove all the screw, you will get something like this. This is how the system is built. You've got the USB and the switch, which are supposedly to be connected here and here. You've got this daughter board with the lock unlock switch, the mini USB, and the on-off rumble control for the lights inside the stick. And you got the main board with the buttons and all the connector to the sticks and the buttons. So what I've done is a similar daughter board. See, it's exactly the same design, and a new motherboard ready to be connected to the USB with the USB-B connector. Here we got the connection to all the lights in the stick. Here is the USB-B to the USB. Here is the player LEDs with a bunch of electronics here to encode the colors for the RGB LED and display the player LEDs. Here you got the home, start and select button with a small connection to the lock on the daughter board, and if you try to place everything, it should look something like that. Yeah, I will need to cut a bit of plastic here to have some space for the USB-B. And anyway, if you place the daughter board like this, you get the ID. I will also need to increase a bit the size of the LED's hole. After a jump cut and some Dremel, also increase the size of the hole for the RGB LED. There. So I will put the screws back and replace everything. Here we go. So after a quick test, it turned out that the lock switch didn't work, like it was always linking to the ground. So if you look closely to the board, I will show you. There's a trace here, and it is not on the other button. So yeah, nothing like a quick cut can resolve. Thankfully it was an easy fix, but hey, this is what you got when you not triple check what you design before sending it to fabrication. When I updated the firmware right after reassembling everything, It turned out that the encoding of the player LED is not working correctly, like not displaying the right color or not changing it when you change the player. So this is really weird because it was not the case when I made the early test on the breadboard while I designed the PCB, and it seems to fluctuate when you touch the board. So I will replug everything and I will try to show you the behavior on the camera. So if you look carefully, you will see some green and blue at the same time, and this is not possible with the way I designed the PCB. Since I'm using an LS148 as an encoder to have a separate color, and only the player 4 will have a mixed color. So I've added some pull-up resistor to clean up the signal from the Brook board. It resolves some issue, but the Brook board is an Xbox 360 mode and I'm in player 1, so I shouldn't have anything like that, and I'm supposed to have a clean red. And you see that? I've touched the board and now it's red and it's not green anymore. This is exactly the strange behavior I was talking about. I have no idea what's going on. See this magenta mixed between blue and red? Well, not supposed to happen. So I may find out what the problem is. Those are the bridges you have to link to choose the fourth player color, and when they are not linked, they are open circuit to the input of the logic chip, and they're supposed to act as a high logic. But for some reason, the chip is not recognized properly the logic and this input, and it gets stuck on some state. So if you force manually the high logic with some plus 5 volt from the Brook board, see? Now let's try to get back. There, a clean red. So the logic chip doesn't register the open circuit as a high logic on the input, and then since it's compared the previous input to set the next one as a reference, it gets stuck and cannot be changed until you manually force the correct logic. After that, the circuit works as intended. So what I'm going to do is link the unused pad with a plus 5 volt to force the high logic. Even like that, it's still possible. I need to clean the signal for the LED from the UFB since the logic chip seems really sensible. I will have to put the pull-up resistor somewhere on the pin or the cable before the logic chip. So yeah, this is really a bummer because the open circuit was not supposed to act like that, and the pretest on the breadboard was totally different from that. So I put a Kina wire from the plus 5 volt to the unused pad, but as expected, I still need to add the pull-up resistor on the UFB input. I will show you why. My PlayStation 3 is on, and I think 2 DualShock as player 1 and player 2, and now I will plug my PCB with the USB linked on the PlayStation 3, and as you can see, I still have some red parasites here, and it's the same thing, it's the logic not recognized by the logic chip. So I will now pull around all the pull-up resistor link with the plus 5 volt link from the UFB to the board, and you will see that the red disappears. So I still have to find a way to put the resistor here or here between the inputs and the logic chip, but yeah, at least now it's working as designed. Here all our pull-up resistor, I put some SMD1, and they are all plugged to the plus 5 volt, and I reorganize a bit the Kina wire. So I will plug now here and to the PlayStation 3. There you go, a nice big red clean. Now I will sync the DualShock as the player 1. I still have the other one as the player 2. So if I replug everything, I have clean blue for player 3. Finally, well, it's a bit wonky, but yeah, it's working. Okay, so the epoxy have finally settled down, so now I can show you the 4 support for the UFB. Those are cut from an acrylic crystal rod and fix them with some epoxy. So if I grab the UFB, it goes like that. You just have to put some screws and it won't move. Since I'm not yet settled down for which side I will put the board, I had to cut here like that. I can put the board in this side or in the other way. And now with all the screws, yeah, fits really nice. So if you put back the back panel, the board should be around here. Yeah, no problem. All the wires have been done. They are all around each side because they have to fit in the gutter of the back panel. Here you get the connection to the button with the quick connect. Here you get the GST to power the LED. So let's finish this stick.